Thank you for watching today. This is Kinnear. Welcome back to another Starfield New Game Plus video. If you're following the series, in the last video, I upgraded the Ecliptic Claymore 3, renamed it to the Mitar 4. In this video, I'll be modifying the Mark I Spacesuit that we received in the Lodge basement and the hard target that I purchased on Cydonia. I'm going to share my materials list in the video and discuss the skills needed to do these upgrades briefly. I will not go through the process of acquiring or buying the materials in the video. That'd be wasting your time, and I'm not here to waste your time. We do have some of the materials from our earlier visits to Vectera, the Eye, and some other places. The rest are going to be available from vendors that you already know. So let's get started. So on the screen right now, what you can see is a small spreadsheet that I build in Google Sheets. And this is a list of the materials that I will need in order to fully upgrade the Mark I spacesuit, helmet, and pack that I retrieved from the Lodge basement. It is organized into 5 groups, which should match up with the vendors sell. So if you're going in and shopping, it might be a little easier to sort and look at what's in there. And it has 4 columns for each item. The first one, of course, describes the resource, and I'll use the example of the isotropic coolant. Quantity needed is the next column, so I only need 1 for all these upgrades. And what I have in inventory, and I put everything in my ship inventory to count it easier instead of carrying it both in my personal inventory and ship inventory. But what I have in inventory is 5. And the last column, which says needed, is really just me subtracting the number in inventory from the quantity needed, if that makes sense. So if the number is negative, I don't need any more. I already have far more than I need. So like in this case, I need 1. And I have 5. So the number is a -4, and I've color coded this so it's green and I don't have to pay that much attention to it. What I'm looking for, if you go down to the next section, are the red ones or the orange ones. So if I look at adhesives, it says I need 9 and I have nothing in inventory. So I need to go find some adhesive somewhere. Now the good news is, if you've been following along in this series, you may have picked up several of these items in our trip through Vectera or through the Eye or in other locations. The better news is almost everything else on this list is available directly from vendors that you already know. I will not include on the video the process of going to the vendors and shopping for all these items. At the time that I show you the crafting in the ship, this is already going to be done. And if you followed along and built a ship similar to mine, you'll have the crafting workbenches in the ship. Otherwise, you probably need to go back to the Lodge to get this done and bring all your materials with you. In the second table, you can see the Spacesuit Design skills and the research unlocks that you need to get done in order to make this work. Now, I've separated this so that you can see on the pack, the 3 slots on the pack, and then for the helmet and the spacesuit, there are 4 slots. However, we're putting the same modifications in each one of the slots. So the materials list matches up with doing all of these modifications across all 3 items. What's important, though, is that there's a skill unlock column and the research that's required behind it. So the skill unlock column is talking about literally the character skills that you plug in. Every time you get a level, you get a skill, and you can put a point into a specific skill, like Spacesuit Design or Special Projects. Most of those have some kind of challenge that you have to do in order to level them up. So getting to Spacesuit Design means, of course, that you did Spacesuit Design 1, and then you went to 2 and 3. Now, on top of that, you have to go to a research station and research individual, I don't know if they're called sub-skills or research areas, whatever they're called, but Pack Mods 3 is something that once you put points in a particular skill, you can start to research, and that requires material. And Pack Mods 3 would imply that you actually did Pack Mods 2, and you did Pack Mods 1, and so on. Same thing for spacesuit mods as well. So this list, you can take a screenshot of it, actually reflects a significant amount of time and effort in developing your character's ability to craft. So this isn't the kind of thing that you can probably do quickly. It does require collecting a lot of additional materials. So if you're already at that point, then we can move ahead and I can show you the crafting that takes place on the 2 items. But first I'm going to go through the hard target as well. In this spreadsheet, I've really just taken the Mark I spreadsheet and copied it over to another section and changed a few items. So there's a bunch of things listed here that don't have anything in the quantity needed. Those are probably just carryovers from the last one. And if I wanted to craft something in the future, I might make another copy of it and do the same thing. So really, in upgrading the hard target, I've gone into my workbench and I've looked at the quantity needed for each of the items. So in this case, you can look down. I still need adhesives. I do need an ISO-centered magnet, which wasn't required for the spacesuit. I need europium and I need, I believe, vanadium, which wasn't required for the spacesuit as well. And the rest of them are, some of those are in common, so when I'm counting these up, or if I'm going to a vendor to buy these, I'm going to try to actually, buy enough to do both. But invariably, because I'm doing more than one item at a time, my lists aren't perfect. So if you go through this list with me, you may find yourself needing to run back to the vendor and get something else. Now on this next table, I'm doing the same thing I did for the Mark I Spacesuit upgrades, just showing the skills that are required. And if you do not have points in weapon engineering already, all the way up to 4, you cannot do all the upgrades that I'm doing. However, if you've got a lower level, you can do some of these. And just like with the Mark I Spacesuit upgrades, you not only have to do the research, or you have to put points into the skill area, like weapons engineering, but you also have to do the research behind it in areas like barrel mods, optic and laser mods, muzzle mods, grip and stock mods. And once you can do that, you can install a set of upgrades. Well, I guess what I should mention is that, this is not a perfect list. This is just a good enough list for me. This is what I like, and this is what gets me through New Game Plus in a way that I enjoy. And other people like different mods on their weapons. Other people have different play styles. That's absolutely wonderful. I'd love to hear what you do with your weapons and what works best for you. Or if you find something that works better than just one that I've picked here, that's fine too. So if you built a METAR 4 or anything like it and you put a workshop on board, you can actually do this work on board your ship. Otherwise, you're probably going to need to go back to the lodge and bring the materials with you, but you can do the same work there. I have already gathered the materials that I need to do all the upgrades. So the first one we're going to do is the hard target, which if you've watched my previous video, I bought this for 21,000 credits at Sidonia from Denny at the UC supplier. We have a bull barrel, recon laser sight, long scope. I'm going to do the muzzle brake, tactical grip, armor piercing rounds that get our physical damage up over 500, and high power to get us to 578. Good looking gun now. I think we just took it from a 21,000 credit gun to 60,000 and something. Not that we can sell it for that much, but it would cost us 60,000 plus credits to buy that gun. Now let's look at the Mark I suit. The helmet and the spacesuit get the same mods in each slot. So, ballistic shielding in slot 1. Oh, I'm missing materials. I need to get sterile nanotubes. I need to make sterile nanotubes. So we're going to skip slot 2 for right now. Heavy shielding in slot 3. Gravitic components in slot 4. And we should do the same thing with the helmet. I need another sterile nanotube there, so I need a total of 3 sterile nanotubes in order to do slot 2 on both of those. I did not get the materials in advance. And on the pack, we're going to add hazard protection, medic, and we're going to turn this into a balanced boost pack. So yeah, I need 3 sterile nanotubes. Now I can make sterile nanotubes, but I don't know if I have the materials for it. So let's look at the industrial workbench. I can make 1. What am I missing? I need more solvent. I need at least 3 more solvent. Since I'm in neon, this should be pretty easy. I should be able to walk inside and pick that up.
Are you working toward that next technological leap? Then let Ryujin Industries help you. Hey there, intrepid explorer.
Come on in. James and I have a few. I'm sure we can make.
He has no solvent. So much for Sieghard. We'll see if this guy has. I don't think he has. He doesn't have much. Not resource-wise.
You got the money or the goods.
No, he has no solvent. I hope I don't have to go off-world for this. James Newell, my buddy. When I helped you out, you have to have some solvent, buddy.
If you're looking for, feel like making a purchase today? Sure.
Perfect. Only has 6. I only need 3. But, take what I can get. Back out to the ship. Neon is beautiful at night.
Well, if it isn't my favorite walking paycheck.
Thanks, Betty. That was smart. We only need 3. And there we go. We've upgraded all 3 pieces of the Mark I suit that we got from the Constellation basement. And we upgraded our hard target. See if we can find out. So there you go. I'm at 197, 202, 212. Pretty good resistances, though, around the all around. But the starborne armor, right around 200 total resistance in the 3 primary categories. $293, $292, $302. So that's almost a 50% increase in physical, EM, and energy defense. The only place we're really short is radiation, and we picked up better protection on thermal. And the other thing is that the Starborn suit is legendary, so it had some perks, but they weren't really great ones. So I'm not going to miss them. What else can we do here? Big fan of this Inflictor. And there, how about the laser mod? I don't want the Annihilator rounds. Amplifier would be a great upgrade. Definitely consider that. I don't really aim this a lot, but, you know, putting a scope on it's not a terrible idea. I like that focus nozzle. I do not have the tantalum that I need. I bet somebody inside has it. I like that damage boost. And for a weapon that I use all the time, it's well worth it.
Hello, my friend. nothing.
Saburo, what do you have? Plenty of tantalum. Awesome. You are the man.
Farewell, my friend. And tell every...
There we go. Now we can get that focus nozzle. This is a pretty powerful weapon in the first place. It's definitely up a notch. Yeah, some of those are accuracy bonuses, so not great, not terrible. I think that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. Just a reminder, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to try one more time. Whatever you're trying to do can seem impossible until it's done, so keep at it. Success is closer than you think. Please click that subscribe button and notification bell, and I hope you come back for more. Until next time, this is Kinnear, and I'm out.